The warning, the Great Council room was silent. 50 alien leaders sat in a circle, their eyes fixed on the hologram in the center. The hologram showed a small blue planet spinning slowly in the darkness of space. Earth. An old alien named Vortax stood up. His scales were gray with age. His hands shook as he pointed at the hologram. "Stop," he said. His voice was quiet but firm. "Do not go near that planet." The younger aliens looked at each other and smiled. One of them, a Krex warrior named Zalthor, laughed out loud. "Why, old one?" Zalthor asked. "They look weak. I have watched them for weeks. They spend more time talking than fighting. They make movies about peace. They sing songs about love." Vortax closed his eyes. Old memories filled his mind. "Terrible memories. I was young once like you," he said. 50 years ago, my people made a mistake. We attacked a human research station. It was small. Only 12 humans lived there. We thought it would be easy, and another young alien asked. "We killed all 12 humans," Vortax continued. "We celebrated our victory. We thought the war was over." He paused. The room was completely quiet now. "The war had just begun," Vortax whispered. "Humans do not forget. Ever. They hunted us across 10 star systems. They learned our language. They studied our culture. They found every single soldier who was at that station. It took them 20 years, but they found every single one." Zalthor waved his hand. "Times have changed, old one. Humans are different now. They are soft, peaceful." Vortax shook his head. "No, you do not understand. Humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Not because they are strong, not because they are smart, but because they never ever stop." The young aliens did not believe him. They never did. 3 days later, Zalthor sat in his command ship. Around him, 50 Krex warships floated in space. They had traveled to the edge of human territory. Below them, a human space station orbited a small moon. The station was called Hope Station. 47 humans lived and worked there. Scientists, teachers, families, children. "Scan the station," Zalthor ordered. His officer checked the computers. "No weapons detected, Commander. Basic shields only. They are not military." Zalthor smiled. "Perfect. This will send a message to Earth. They will know the Krex Empire is powerful. They will surrender without a fight." "Should we give them a warning, Commander?" the officer asked. "No," Zalthor said. "Fire all weapons." The Krex warships fired. Bright blue energy beams shot through space. They hit Hope Station from all sides. The shields failed in seconds. Explosions ripped through the metal halls. Air rushed out into space. 47 humans died in less than 2 minutes. Zalthor watched the station break apart. Pieces of metal floated in the darkness. He felt proud. "Send a message to Earth," he ordered. "Tell them to surrender, or more stations will die." The officer pressed buttons on his console. Then he stopped. His face changed. "Commander," he said slowly. "Something is wrong." "What?" "All human ships. They have gone silent." Zalthor frowned. "What do you mean silent?" "Every human ship in the galaxy has stopped transmitting. No radio signals, no communication, nothing. It is like they all turned off at the same time." Zalthor felt a cold feeling in his chest. "That is not possible." "I am reading it correctly, Commander. Every human military base, every human colony, every human ship, all silent." The command room was quiet. The Krex officers looked at each other with worried faces. "Maybe they are afraid," one officer said. "Maybe they are preparing to surrender." But Zalthor remembered Vortax's words. He remembered the old aliens shaking hands, the fear in his eyes. "Or," Zalthor said quietly, "maybe they are preparing for war." Hours passed. Then days. The silence continued. Not a single human ship moved. Not a single human voice spoke on the radio. On the 3rd day, every Krex ship received the same message. It was audio only, no video. The voice was calm, almost friendly. "You killed 47 of our people," the voice said. 32 adults, 15 children. "We know your names. We know where you live. We know everything about you." The voice paused. "The hunt has begun. We will find you. All of you. It may take years. It may take decades. But we will find you. Humans always do." The message ended. Zalthor sat in his command chair. His hands were shaking now, just like Vortax's hands. He finally understood the old alien's warning. But it was too late. The humans were coming. The first mistake. The Krex homeworld celebrated for 7 days. Music filled the streets. Children waved flags showing the Krex Empire symbol. Leaders gave speeches about their great victory over the weak humans. Zalthor stood on a balcony in the capital city. Millions of Krex people cheered below him. He smiled and waved, but inside he felt worried. That human message still played in his mind. "Commander, you look troubled," his second officer said. "We won. Why do you not celebrate?" "Winning a battle is not the same as winning a war," Zalthor replied. 3 weeks had passed since they destroyed Hope Station. The human silence continued. No attacks, no responses, nothing. "Maybe they are too afraid to fight back," the officer suggested. Zalthor did not answer. He looked up at the night sky. 2 moons hung above the city, bright and beautiful. The Krex people loved their moons. Poets wrote songs about them. Families gathered under them at night. Then something changed. The smaller moon started to flicker. Like a light turning on and off. "What is happening?" someone shouted from the crowd below. Zalthor grabbed his communicator. "Observatory report. What is wrong with the moon?" The voice on the other end was panicked. "Commander, the moon. It is gone." "What do you mean, gone?" "Not destroyed, sir, just gone. It disappeared completely. Our sensors show nothing. No debris, no explosion. It simply vanished." The celebration stopped. People in the streets pointed at the sky. Fear replaced joy. Parents pulled their children close. Zalthor ran to the command center. Scientists and military officers crowded around computers and screens. Everyone was shouting, "Where did it go?" Zalthor demanded. An old scientist looked at him with wide eyes. "We found it, Commander, but you will not believe where." The scientist pulled up a star map. A red dot blinked on the screen. "The moon is here now," the scientist said. "Right between our planet and our sun." "That is impossible," Zalthor whispered. "How can anyone move an entire moon?" "Gravity manipulation technology," the scientist explained. "Humans must have machines that can create artificial gravity fields. They moved our moon like picking up a rock." Suddenly, every screen in the city changed. Every television, every computer, every phone, they all showed the same image. A human face appeared. A woman with dark skin and calm eyes. She wore a simple uniform. Behind her, Earth's moon glowed softly. "People of the Krex Empire," she said in perfect Krex language. "My name is Admiral Sarah Chen. I speak for humanity." The entire planet watched in silence. "You took 47 lives from us," Admiral Chen continued. "We want their bodies returned. You have 24 hours. If you comply, we will return your moon to its proper place." She leaned closer to the camera. Her eyes were cold now. "If you refuse, we will drop your moon on your capital city. 24 hours. Choose wisely." The message ended. The screens went black. Zalthor felt his heart beating fast. The Krex had 2 hearts and both were racing now. "Can they really do it?" he asked the scientist. "Can they drop the moon on us?" "Yes, Commander," the scientist said quietly. "If they can move it, they can drop it. Our entire civilization would end." Zalthor had no choice. 6 hours later, a Krex transport ship carried all 47 bodies back to human territory. They handled the bodies with great care. They said prayers for forgiveness. When the ship returned, the moon slowly moved back to its original position. The whole planet watched it slide across the sky. It took 3 hours. The Krex people cheered again. The crisis was over. They were safe. Zalthor wanted to believe it was finished. He ordered his ships to stay away from human space. He sent messages of peace to Earth. For 2 weeks, everything seemed normal. Then, late one night, Zalthor received an emergency call. "Commander, we found something in the recovered bodies," a medical officer said. Her voice was shaking. "What did you find?" "One of the bodies." It was a child, a human girl, only 8 years old. She was killed by a Krex plasma blade. "We checked the security footage from the station." Zalthor felt cold. "And one of your soldiers killed her. After the station shields were down, after the adults were dead, he found her hiding in a storage room. He killed her anyway." Zalthor closed his eyes. "Which soldier?" "Private Kelrax, Commander. He is currently stationed on Outpost 7. Before Zalthor could respond, every Krex military computer received a new message. This time there was no face, no voice, just text. The message was simple. "We know about the child. We know about Private Kelrax. The peace offer is cancelled. The hunt begins. You cannot hide him. You cannot protect him. We will find him. And when we do, everyone who helped him will answer for it." Below the text was an image, a photo of the human girl. She was smiling, holding a teddy bear. Her name was listed below: Emma Rodriguez, age 8, daughter, sister, friend. Then came a list of names. Krek's names. Zalthor's name was first, then his officers. Then every soldier who was on the ships that day, 300 names total. At the bottom, one final line: "We are patient. We will wait as long as it takes, but we are coming." Zalthor sat in the darkness of his office. He remembered Vortax's warning. They never stop, the old alien had said. Now Zalthor understood. The Kreks had not fought a battle. They had started a war that would never end. The hunt never stops. 5 years passed. Zalthor was no longer a commander. After the incident with Hope Station, the Kreks government removed him from power. They wanted to make peace with humanity. They thought removing Zalthor would help. It did not help. Zalthor now lived on a small planet called Vex 9, far from the Kreks' homeworld. He worked as a simple teacher, teaching young Kreks about history. He never talked about Hope Station. He tried to forget, but he could not forget Emma Rodriguez. Her face appeared in his dreams every night. That little girl with the teddy bear. One morning, Zalthor woke up early. The sun was just rising. He made his breakfast and turned on the news. The news reporter looked scared. "Breaking news," she said. "Last night, all 30 Kreks military bases across the Empire were destroyed simultaneously. We have no information about who attacked or how they did it. Military officials are..." The broadcast cut off. The screen went black. Zalthor's hands started shaking. He knew exactly who did it. His communicator buzzed. It was his old second officer. "Did you see the news?" the officer asked. "Yes," Zalthor replied. "It was the humans. It had to be. But how? Our bases were on 30 different planets. Some were in secret locations. How did they find them all?" Zalthor sat down slowly. "They have been watching us. For 5 years they have been watching and learning. What do we do?" "There is nothing we can do," Zalthor said quietly. "We can only wait." Across the Kreks Empire, panic spread. The 30 military bases were completely destroyed. Not damaged, completely gone. Nothing remained except flat ground and ashes. No Krek soldiers died in the attacks. The bases were empty when they exploded. Somehow the humans knew exactly when to strike. The Kreks Emperor called an emergency meeting. He gathered his best generals and scientists. "Explain this to me," the Emperor demanded. "How did humans destroy 30 bases at the same time? Our sensors detected nothing, no ships, no missiles, nothing." An old scientist stepped forward. She had been studying humans for years. "Your Majesty," she said carefully, "humans did not attack yesterday. They attacked 5 years ago." "What do you mean?" "We examined the ruins. We found small devices buried under each base. Humans planted them years ago. They have been in the ground, waiting. Yesterday someone pressed a button and all 30 devices exploded at once." The Emperor's face turned pale. "How did they plant devices without us knowing?" "Humans are excellent at infiltration, Your Majesty. They can look like us. They can speak our language perfectly. They studied our culture. Some of them probably lived among us for years. We never knew." A general stood up. "What about our warships?" "We still have 500 ships. We can defend ourselves." The scientist shook her head. "Check your ships, General." The general pressed buttons on his console. His face changed from confident to terrified in seconds. "The ships," he whispered. "All of them. The weapon systems are locked. We cannot fire. We cannot even turn them on." "Humans hacked them," the scientist explained. "Probably years ago. They have been inside our computer systems this whole time, watching, waiting, learning everything." The Emperor slammed his fist on the table. "So we are defenseless?" "Yes, Your Majesty." That night, every screen in the Kreks Empire showed the same video. Admiral Sarah Chen appeared again. She looked older now. 5 years had passed for her too. "People of the Kreks Empire," she said, "for 5 years we have studied you. We learned your language better than you speak it. We learned your customs. We walked among you. We became you." She paused, letting the words sink in. "Your neighbor might be human. Your coworker might be human. Your friend might be human. You will never know. We are patient. We are thorough. We do not rush." Admiral Chen's face became cold. "We did not come for revenge. We came for justice. We remember Emma Rodriguez. We remember all 47 people you killed. And we remember Private Kelrax." The screen changed. It showed a Krek soldier, Private Kelrax, walking on a crowded street. The video was from yesterday. Kelrax has been hiding on the planet Thorin 5 for 5 years, Admiral Chen continued. He changed his name. He changed his appearance. He thought he was safe. The video showed Kelrax entering a building. Then it showed him leaving, carrying groceries. We have known where he was for 4 years and 7 months, Admiral Chen said. We watched him every single day. We waited. Why? Admiral Chen asked, as if reading the minds of every Krek's watching. Why did we wait? Because we wanted him to feel safe first. We wanted him to think he escaped. We wanted him to build a new life. Her eyes were like ice now. And then, we wanted to take it all away. The video showed Kelrax being arrested by Thorin 5 security forces. He screamed and fought, but they pulled him into a transport ship. Kelrax will stand trial, Admiral Chen said. A fair trial. With lawyers. With evidence. With justice. That is what makes us different from you. We do not murder children. We follow the law. She leaned forward. But make no mistake. Every single person on our list will face justice. You are number 17, Zalthor. We are coming for you next. The message ended. Zalthor sat in his small apartment staring at the black screen. His communicator buzzed constantly. Other names on the list were calling him. Everyone was scared. He did not answer. What could he say? He walked to his window and looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, human ships were traveling. Human agents were watching. Human computers were tracking every Krex on that list. Zalthor thought about running, but where could he go? The humans found Kelrax on a remote planet after 5 years. They could find anyone, anywhere. He thought about Vortax's warning one more time. They never stop. The old alien was right. Humans were not angry. They were not emotional. They were simply determined, and determination, Zalthor now understood, was far more terrifying than anger. Outside his window, a shooting star crossed the sky. Or was it a shooting star? Maybe it was a human ship getting closer. Zalthor did not know. He only knew one thing for certain. The humans were coming. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 5 more years, but they were coming. They always did. What makes humans different? The news about Kelrax's arrest spread across the galaxy like fire. Other alien species watched with great interest. Some felt sorry for the Krex, others felt they deserved it, but one species decided to help. The Zor Empire was powerful. They had the largest fleet in the galaxy, over 2,000 warships. Their leader, Supreme Commander Thax, sent a message to the Krex Emperor. We will help you fight the humans, Thax said. Together we are stronger. The humans cannot defeat both our empires. The Krex Emperor was desperate. He accepted the help immediately. 3 other alien species joined them. The Borland Federation, the Moth Collective, the Silicon Syndicate. Together they formed an alliance of 5 species. Humans are just one species, Thax announced to his people. We are 5. They will learn to fear us. Zalthor heard about the alliance on the news. He sat in his apartment and shook his head. Fools, he whispered. They do not understand. The alliance attacked 3 human colonies in one day. Small colonies, with only a few thousand people each. They thought it would be easy. They thought humans would surrender. They were wrong. The human colonies fought back with everything they had, but they were outnumbered. After 6 hours of fighting, all 3 colonies were destroyed. 12,000 humans died. Thax celebrated the victory. See, he told his officers, humans are not special. They die like everyone else. But his chief scientist looked worried. Commander, I suggest we stop the attacks. Humans have a reputation for all for what? Thax interrupted. For moving moons, we have bigger weapons. For hacking computers, we have better security. I am not afraid of humans. The scientist said nothing more. But he started packing his things that night. He planned to leave Zor space as soon as possible. 48 hours after the attacks, every species in the Alliance received the same message. Admiral Sarah Chen appeared on their screens. But this time she was not alone. Behind her stood hundreds of human military officers. Their faces were calm, but their eyes were hard. You made a mistake, Admiral Chen said simply. A very big mistake. She pressed a button. A holographic list appeared next to her. The Zor Empire, the Borland Federation, the Moth Collective, the Silicon Syndicate, and of course the Krex Empire. 5 species. 73 worlds total, 462 military installations. Admiral Chen smiled, but it was not a happy smile. We know where all of them are. Every single one. We have known for years. We just did not care before. You are not our problem. She stopped smiling. Now you are our problem. The screen changed. It showed images of Earth's history, old images from thousands of years ago. Let me tell you about humans, Admiral Chen said. 10,000 years ago, humans hunted an animal called the woolly mammoth. These animals were huge, strong, dangerous, but humans hunted them across entire continents for generations, until not a single mammoth remained. The images changed. They showed ancient ships crossing oceans. 500 years ago, a human king insulted another human king. That king spent 20 years building ships. He crossed an ocean. He conquered an entire continent, just for revenge. More images appeared. Wars, battles, humans chasing enemies across deserts and mountains. Humans once had family feuds that lasted 100 years. Admiral Chen continued. Grandfather fought grandfather. Father fought father. Son fought son for 100 years. Over an insult, over pride, over honor. She paused and let the words sink in. Other species fight for resources. You fight for land, for water, for food. That makes sense. When you get what you need, you stop fighting. Admiral Chen's voice became quieter but somehow more frightening. Humans do not fight for resources. We fight for justice. We fight for revenge. We fight for our dead. And we never stop. Not in 100 years. Not in 1,000 years. Never. The screen changed again. This time it showed the 12,000 humans who died in the recent attacks. Their faces, their names, their families. You killed 12,000 of our people, Admiral Chen said. We will remember every single name, every single face. We will tell their stories to our children, and our children will tell their children. Forever. She stood up straight. The Kreks killed 47 humans 5 years ago. We are still hunting them. You just killed 12,000. Do the math. Admiral Chen pulled out a piece of paper. She began reading names. Supreme Commander Thax, General Vorlan, Captain Sterix, Lieutenant Borman. She read for 10 minutes straight. 300 names. Every commander, every captain, every soldier who participated in the attacks. We are coming for all of you, she said when she finished. Maybe not today, maybe not this year, but we are coming. We will find you on whatever planet you hide on. We will wait outside your door. We will follow you to the edge of the galaxy if we must. She looked directly into the camera. Because that is what makes humans different. We are not the strongest species. The Zor are stronger. We are not the fastest. The Moth can travel faster than us. We are not the smartest. The Silicon Syndicate have better computers. Admiral Chen leaned forward. But we are the most patient. We are the most determined. And we never, ever forgive. The message ended. Across 5 different empires, panic spread. Military officers resigned. Soldiers deserted. Families packed their belongings and fled to remote planets. Supreme Commander Thax tried to stay strong. She is bluffing, he told his people. Humans cannot track 300 individuals across the galaxy. It is impossible. But 3 days later, 5 Zor military bases exploded, just like the Kreks bases 5 years ago. Then human agents appeared everywhere. They walked into government buildings. They sat in restaurants. They stood on street corners. They did nothing threatening. They just watched and smiled. The Alliance members could not tell who was human and who was not. Paranoia spread like a disease. Zalthar watched it all on the news. Other species were learning the same lesson the Kreks learned. Never attack humanity, because humans do not fight wars. They fight forever, and forever is a very, very long time. Part 5. The Final Lesson 2. Years had passed since the Alliance attacked the human colonies. The galaxy was different now. Quiet, nervous, supreme. Commander Thax sat alone in his command center. His empire was falling apart. Every day more soldiers quit. Every week another base was destroyed or mysteriously shut down. The humans were everywhere and nowhere. Thax had not slept well in months. Every shadow looked like a human agent. Every stranger could be a spy. Finally, he made a decision. He recorded a message and broadcast it across all human channels. "People of Earth," Thax said. His voice was tired, defeated. "I am Supreme Commander Thax of the Zor Empire. I surrender, completely, unconditionally. Please stop your attacks. We are sorry for what we did. We will do anything you ask." Within hours, the leaders of the other Alliance species sent similar messages. The Borland Federation, the Moth Collective, the Silicon Syndicate, all of them surrendered. The Krex Emperor was the last to send his message. He looked old and broken. "Humanity," he said slowly, "the Krex Empire surrenders. We beg for mercy. We beg for peace. Please, no more. We have learned our lesson." The galaxy waited for the human response. 3 days later, Admiral Sarah Chen appeared on every screen again. But she was not in a military uniform anymore. She wore simple civilian clothes. She looked almost friendly. "Supreme Commander Thax, leaders of the Alliance, Emperor of the Krex," she said calmly. "We received your surrender messages." Everyone watching held their breath. "We do not accept," Admiral Chen said simply. Gasps and cries of despair echoed across 5 empires. "We do not want your surrender," Admiral Chen continued. "Surrender is too easy. You kill our people, say sorry, and everything is forgiven? No, that is not how this works." She sat down in a chair like she was having a casual conversation. "Here is what we want. First, every species that attacked us must tell the entire galaxy what you did. Make a full confession. Broadcast it everywhere. Tell them how you attacked peaceful colonies. Tell them how you killed children, families, scientists. Tell the truth." Thax's shoulders slumped. Public shame for his entire species. "Second," Admiral Chen continued, "you must build monuments. On your homeworlds, big monuments that everyone can see. List the names of every human who died. All 12,000 from the colonies. All 47 from Hope Station. Their names will be carved in stone. Forever." The Krex Emperor closed his eyes. His people would see those names every day. They would never forget. "Third," Admiral Chen said, "you must change your education system. Every child in your empires must learn about what you did. They must study the attacks. They must learn why it was wrong. They must promise never to do it again." She leaned forward. "Fourth, every single person on our list, all 300 commanders and soldiers, must stand trial. Not human trials, your own trials, your own justice systems. But the trials will be public. Everyone will watch. And the punishments must fit the crimes." Admiral Chen paused. "Finally, you must find Private Kelrax's accomplices. Every soldier who helped him. Every officer who gave orders. They will also stand trial." She stood up. "If you agree to all 5 terms, we will stop. The hunt will end. We will have peace. But if you refuse even 1 term..." She did not finish the sentence. She did not need to. 1 week later, all 5 empires agreed to every term. The confessions were broadcast first. Each leader stood before their people and admitted what they did. Supreme Commander Thax cried during his confession. The Krex Emperor's voice shook with shame. The monuments were built next. On the Krex homeworld, a massive wall was constructed in the capital city. 12,047 names were carved into black stone. At the top, in large letters, it said, "We did this. We must never forget." The trials began. They lasted for months. The galaxy watched as generals, captains, and soldiers explained their actions. Some showed remorse. Others did not. All were punished according to their own laws. Private Kelrax was tried last. The courtroom was packed. Cameras broadcast everything. When asked why he killed Emma Rodriguez, Kelrax said, "I do not know. I was angry. I was scared. I made a terrible mistake." He was sentenced to life in prison. No parole. No mercy. As Kelrax was led away, a human observer sat in the courtroom, just watching, making sure justice was done. Zalthor's trial came months later. He was charged with ordering the attack on Hope Station. He did not deny it. "I was following orders," Zalthor said quietly. "But that is no excuse. I could have refused. I could have said no. I chose to attack. The blood of 47 humans is on my hands." The judge sentenced him to 30 years in prison. As Zalthor left the courtroom, he saw a human woman standing in the hallway. She was elderly, with gray hair and sad eyes. "Are you here to watch me suffer?" Zalthor asked her. "No," the woman said softly. "I'm here to make sure justice happens." My daughter died on Hope Station. Her name was Dr. Maria Santos. She was a botanist. She studied plants, Zalthor remembered. He remembered all 47 names now. He studied them every day in his cell. I am sorry, Zalthor said. I know those words mean nothing, but I am truly sorry. The woman looked at him for a long moment. My daughter believed in second chances, she said. She believed people could change. So I will believe it too. Serve your time. Learn from this. Become better. She walked away. Zalthor stood in the hallway, tears falling from his eyes. 5 years later, all the trials were finished. The monument stood on every homeworld. Children learned the stories in school. An old alien named Vortax was invited to speak at a galactic conference. He was 100 years old now. He walked slowly to the podium. 50 years ago I warned my people about humans, Vortax said. His voice was weak but clear. No one listened. Now, 50 years later, the whole galaxy has learned the same lesson. He looked around the room. Representatives from 100 different species sat listening. Humans are not the strongest species, Vortax said. The Zor are stronger. Humans are not the fastest. The moth fly faster. Humans are not